Symmetry comes from a Greek word meaning to measure together, is widely used in the study of geometry. It means that one shape becomes exactly like another when you move it in some way, flip, turn, or slide. For two objects to be symmetrical, they must be the same size and shape, with one object having a different orientation from the first. Example symmetry of nature. Little puppy. When you see the left and right of the puppy, it has the ears and eyes of both left and right, so this is symmetrical. And our example of man-made is the book. So when you see the book, the left and right of the book, they have the same sizes. Next is the translation symmetry. Example sa nature is the breadfruit. Example sa man-made kay amakan. Translation symmetry is when something has undergone a movement, a shift, or a slide in a specified distance without any rotation or a shift or reflection. Next is the reflection symmetry. Example nature leaves of gabi, the left and right has the same shape. Example sa man-made is the notebook, the left and right has the same sizes and shape also. So the reflection symmetry is also known as bilateral symmetry. It is the object is reflected or flipped, mirror effect, or when one object is reflected or flipped across a plane to create an image of itself. Rotation symmetry. Our example of nature symmetry is the flower, and the man-made is the wheel of the motorcycle. So what is rotation symmetry? The rotation symmetry or the radial symmetry is also known as rotation symmetry. It is when one object is rotated in a certain direction around a point.
Spirals. What is a spiral? A spiral is a curve which emanates from a point. Moving farther away, it revolves around the point. Example, in the natural world, we find spirals and the DNA, double helix, sunflowers, the path of draining water, galaxies, the horns of various animals, mollusks, and the nautilus shells, snail shells, whirlpools, ferns, and algae. So, in a natural world, we have seashells, and in a man-made, I have an example, the drawn of a man, a galaxy. Though it is from a natural, from the word, from it is kanang gidrawing siya sa tao, mo na siyang nahimo siyang man-made.
So what is Minder patterns? So many patterns are winding, curving shapes seen in both nature and human-made structures, with rivers and roads being clear examples of each. In nature, rivers form minders because water flows faster along the outer edge of a bend, eroding soil and rock to make the curve wider, while slower moving water on the inner edge deposits sediment, gradually creating sweeping, snake-like loops over time. This process shapes across flat terrain. For man-made, example, road often follow minder patterns when built through hilly or mountainous areas, as engineers design gentle curves instead of sharp turns to make travel safer and easier, or when following the natural layout of land to avoid disrupting ecosystems or existing features, resulting on winding paths that mimic the flow of natural minders.
Waves are repeating patterns that move on spread in a smooth, regular way. Waves usually show a rise and fall or a back and forth motion. This is an example of waves. Ocean waves are natural waves. They are formed by wind and gravity and happen without human control. Agricultural shrimp farm. This is an example of a man-made wave pattern. The shrimp ponds are arranged in repeating wave-like lines made by humans to farming purposes.
So next is bubbles and foams. A foam is a substance made by trapping air or gas bubbles inside a solid or liquid. Examples of foams formed by gases in liquids include sea foams and soap bubbles. And solid foams include dry wood, memory foam, and matte foams. And our examples of man-made is styrofoams and the natural is soap bubbles. So next is tessellation. So what is tessellation? So tessellation is a tiling that uses shapes to cover a surface with no gaps or overlaps. So our example of man-made is brick floor tiles and natural is breadfruit.
Fracture and cracks. Our example of man-made is the fracture of glass. So what is fracture? Fracture occurs when the applied stress is sufficient to break the atomic bonds of the solid, a separation of an object into two or more pieces. The glass in the image has broken into many small, blunt fragments and instead of long, sharp shards. When the glass is heat strongly scratched, deeply or exposed to sudden temperature change, those internal stresses are released all at once. And then our example of nature is this. So what is cracks? Crack is a line on a surface of something along which it has split with breaking into separate parts.
Stripes and spots. Stripes and spots are patterns made of repeated shapes or colors. These patterns can also be natural or man-made. A cat fur shows a natural stripes or spots. These patterns help animals with camouflage and identification. Clothes with animal patterns. Clothes with animal prints are man-made patterns. Humans copy patterns from animals like zebras or leopards for fashion and design.
So what is fractal patterns? So fractal patterns are complex geometric shapes or patterns where parts closely resemble the whole structure at different sizes and scales. This picture shows a natural tree. The trunk splits into branches, which split into limbs and twigs, with every level mirroring the pattern above it. The man-made tree uses these same principles, crafted by repeating a core branching design at smaller sizes with materials. However, it only shows drawing of a tree which it is man-made.
Next is affine transformation. Affine transformation is a linear mapping method in geometry that perceives points, straight lines, and planes, as well as the parallelism of lines. It can be represented as a combination of linear transformation, like scaling, rotation, sharing, and translation. This picture shows broccoli. It is natural affine transformation. And this picture shows fern floor tiles. It is a man-made affine transformation.
Last but not least is the Fibonacci sequence. Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where each number is sum of two preceding ones, starting with 0 and 1. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, and etc. This name after Leonardo Fibonacci, an Italian mathematician who introduced it in the 13th century. The sequence has unique properties like the golden ratio and appears in nature and design. So our example of man-made is a logo of an apple because it is also uses curves and proportion that align with mathematical relationship for aesthetic balance. And for natural is cactus. So why cactus is the one example of Fibonacci sequence?
Because the arrangement of spines or patterns on a cactus often follow a Fibonacci spiral. These patterns allows for maximum space efficiency, letting the cactus grow and thrive in harsh environments.
Example symmetry of nature. Little puppy. When you see the little
Man-made.
Natural winders.
Next is affine transformation. Yeah.
Example of man-made is brick floor tiles, and natural is breadfruit.
Brick floor. It is man-made.
Example is broccoli and these pictures.